So before we had a micro preemie, ideally in my mind, I had always wanted 2 children. After everything that we went through with Ava, I wasn't so sure whether that would be on the cards for us. It took a lot of time thinking about it, working through everything that we had gone through with Ava, seeking the appropriate medical advice, talking to other people who had been in the same experience, before I really came to the conclusion that I was happy to start trying again for a second baby. Now that took a very long time for me to get to that point. So for me, with the first pregnancy, coming at 25 weeks, I had no idea what I was dealing with. I'd never met a premature baby or a family with one, so I really put all of my faith and trust in the team around us to tell us what we were supposed to be doing at any given time, and the best way to basically keep our baby safe. The second time around, I felt much more empowered to work with the team, and even in saying that, I feel a little naive now thinking back that I didn't have more conversations about going beyond 37 weeks. I fully trusted the team who was working with me, but it was just, I guess, something that I probably should have prepared for myself, that 37 weeks wasn't necessarily the success and the goal point, that there still could be complications at that point, and I really should have mentally prepared myself for that. So that's definitely something I would urge people to think about when they're delivering a baby at 37 or 38 weeks, is to make sure that the parents are aware that this might not be the safe zone, that there still are potential complications, even though they won't be as long-term or potentially severe as a micro preemie. It still matters, because it's still somebody's baby that this is happening to. I genuinely thought I was going to have my baby, be able to hold my baby, which was an experience I hadn't had the first time, and basically that we'd be going home a couple of days later together and everyone would be happy. Sadly for me, that didn't happen the second time, even though we had made it to 37 weeks, which is where I had thought everything would be okay. My baby had some trouble breathing when she was born. It was another little girl. And she basically needed to be taken down to the neonatal ICU as well. So she again was separated from me for quite a long time again. Now that I hadn't mentally prepared for at all, and I found incredibly heartbreaking. I had a really hard time coming to terms with that, because I had really focused on that 37 weeks and thought everything was going to be okay from there. I did find I struggled a little bit with the attitudes towards a 25-weeker and a 37-weeker in the NICU. I felt like there was a lot of understanding and empathy at the 25 weeks, but after getting through that, I felt a lot of the team, once my second daughter was born, were just a little dismissive, saying, it's 37 weeks, you're not going to be in the NICU anywhere near what you were last time, which I completely appreciate. But for us, it was such a shock to be doing it again, and for me to be separated from my baby again, that I actually took that really hard, and I found that a really emotionally exhausting period to be moving again between pumping and the NICU and recovering from a cesarean. There was a lot going on there that I would just urge anyone who's caring for someone, if they know a family's history, to keep in mind that any day or hour spent in the NICU for any parents away from their child is one of the worst moments of their life, and there's no really sugarcoating that or making them feel better until everybody's going home safely together.